Automation can save you time, money, and it can help increase retention of your existing clientele and help you reach more new clients and leads that you might not be able to reach without it. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about some automation platforms and tools and some tricks of the trade. Very basic, but still tricks of the trade that we use on a day-to-day basis in our office. Let's get into it. Automation, in my definition, can best be defined as something that automates a task that you would normally manually have to do yourself on a day-to-day basis. This could be sending a thank you email to a client. This could be sending a thank you card to a client. This could be sending a birthday email, a birthday card. It could be even sending a voicemail saying happy birthday to a client. There's so many things that automation tasks can take off of your plate and help things out in your business, and just make sure that you're not wasting time on mundane tasks on a day-to-day basis. One thing I want to talk to you guys about in terms of automation, it's not necessarily in the same scheme of things, but I think it goes hand in hand, and that's this video's sponsor, and that's Lead Heroes, you guys. Lead Heroes knows a thing or two about automating tasks for people, between their virtual assistant service, to where you can literally pay by the hour to have one of their virtual assistants. And trust me when I say this, their virtual assistants are going to cost you a lot more than hiring an assistant locally, because they work with people in different parts of the country. So essentially, you're able to pay a much lower fee, but you're also able to get some really, really precise and really, really valuable help in your business through that virtual assistant program. They also do leads, right? You can do leads with them, but they also have their custom calling campaigns to where you can hire one of their callers to make calls for you. So if you were trying to make cold calls in the past, maybe last year in 2021, 2020, you don't have to do that anymore. They actually will have people make cold calls for you and link you up with interested prospects and clients. Just because you guys watch this video today, they're going to give you 10% off. Count it, 10! On any order you make on their website. The link can be found down in the description of this video. So go ahead and check them out. All right, guys, let's talk about automation, right? So what are some automation tasks that we're using on a day-to-day basis? Automation is a lot of times going to be something where you will use a CRM, and that CRM will activate what's known as a trigger when something happens, right? It could be when a new file is created in your CRM. Maybe you create a new file for a client. Maybe you create a new file for a lead. A lot of times people will hook things up with their CRMs to connect them through like a platform like Zapier. If you're not familiar with a platform like Zapier, it's essentially a third-party connecting tool. And we use Zapier all the time in our office. It's something I've gotten really, really good at using the last 6 months or so in my business, and it's really, really been a very helpful tool. Zapier is essentially something that connects one platform with another. It helps them talk to each other and send information back and forth, and this helps you automate tasks. Actually, very recently, in the last probably 90 days, my CRM that I use, Agency Block, they actually started integrating with Zapier. So now we have our Agency Block account connected with Zapier to where they essentially communicate back and forth with other platforms. And I'm going to talk in this video today about some of those platforms that we do use. So first things first, one thing that we use in our CRM Agency Block, and a lot of CRMs are actually going to have this, is we have what's known as automated workflows. Let me explain what automated workflows is. Automated workflows is essentially something where something is either happening or approaching, and it's going to activate a trigger and trigger a response from this trigger. And let me explain what I mean by that. An automated workflow, let's say, for example, I'm in my own CRM as a client because I've sold myself insurance. I am a customer of Christian Brindle Insurance Services. So essentially what this means is when it's my birthday is August 13th, for those of you who might be wondering if you ever want to send me a card or maybe send me a nice little kissy text or something like that, right? Don't do anything to upset my wife, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Let's say I want to send myself a birthday email and say, Christian, you're a valuable client to Christian Brindle Insurance Services. We're going to send you an email and let you know that. You can set up an automated workflow within Agency Block, and most CRMs really, to where I'm going to get a pre-created and pre-designed birthday email that has my name put in as a merge tag. Essentially, you want to use something that's known as a merge tag, which essentially gives you the access and the option to put the person's first name in there automatically when it sends it out. So that's actually kind of cool, because that way you're going to include their first name in it, so it actually comes across rather personal, right, and customized for that person. But I'm going to get that email that says, hey, Christian, you're a valuable client. We appreciate you, dude. Happy birthday, whatever I want to say, right, in my automated email. That's a very basic and very easy automation that you can do. You can also do it when someone's a brand new customer. You can set up an automation to where they get an email that says, hey, thank you for becoming a customer of Christian Brindle Insurance Services. We appreciate your business, and so on and so forth. But what Zapier allows you to do is essentially where, let's say you're running a Facebook ad and somebody is essentially filling out a landing page or a form or something like that. Zapier can connect that landing page with that Facebook ad over to your CRM, and then the lead will automatically go into your CRM, and that activates automation protocols that you have already gone in and set up. Things such as like email saying, hey, we got your information. I'm going to be calling you in such and such amount of time. My name is so-and-so. I'm an agent. This is what I do. This is what I'm known for. This is what I'm good at. And this actually helps you reach leads a lot more often. And you can hit these leads over and over and over and over again to where they just really can't ignore your emails, because at some point they're going to see it so over again, so often and so frequently, they're going to be like, okay, what's going on here? Who is this guy? And they're going to probably forget they even filled out that page, but it's hard for them. Then it will jog their memory, be like, oh, this must be because I filled out that page, right? I'm getting these emails because I filled out that page. That's an example of something Zapier can do. We actually, and I want to give him a shout out for giving us this idea. Last year, I went to Justin Brock's Behind the Agency, and I learned about a tool that they were using called Thanks.io. And we've been using it probably for the last 6 to 8 months now with Thanks.io, and it actually helps even more, so it's even easier for us to use because now our CRM agency block integrates with Zapier. So we actually have Zapier connected with Thanks.io to where every single time that somebody gets within 10 days of their birthday, it's going to trigger an automated workflow in agency block, our CRM. It sends it all the way over to Zapier, and it goes through Zapier, sends the information over to Thanks.io. Thanks.io essentially starts to print and mail a customized, what it looks to be like a handwritten thank you card. It's almost like send out cards, but better, in my opinion, out to the client. And we do that for birthday letters now. We used to do all of our birthday letters internally into our office, to where my assistant would print off the birthday letters one by one, and she would, lick the envelopes, put things in the cards, fold them. It just took a lot of time every month. And so now this is completely automated. This is one less task for my office to do. We also do it for thank you cards for new clients. So anytime there's a new client created in Agency Block in our CRM, this activates an automatic workflow, sends it through Zapier, right? Zap is essentially going to connect it with Thanks.io, and then there's a different card that gets sent out with a campaign for a thank you card. And I've been putting some of these cards that we have essentially on the screen so you can kind of get an idea for what they look like. But essentially, more than anything else, that frees up a lot of essentially postage and handwork and busy work for my staff to have to do. Now it doesn't have to be done anymore. It's completely automated, and it probably looks better than what we were doing before anyway, right? There's so many things you can do with automation. You can use a tool called Active Campaign. Active Campaign is something that's essentially an automated emailing tool, to where when essentially a person's information goes into it, or they fill out a landing page, or they fill something out in a funnel, it will go through Active Campaign, and you can customize it to where they'll get going continuously. Maybe there's an event coming up, like a seminar that you're running, and you essentially want to are going to want to remind them that it's coming, and be like, hey, we're a week away. Hey, we're a couple days away. Hey, it's tomorrow. Hey, it's today, whatever the case might be. Or maybe it's just a lead form and they requested information and you just want to keep getting in front of them, and if you haven't been able to get in touch with them through the phone or through other method of communication. A very commonly used platform that we see is Go High Level. And I get asked about Go High Level constantly, all day, every day. In my opinion, through my experience with Go High Level, I've used it, I've had an account with it. I am of the opinion that Go High Level is not typically designed to work as an actual CRM. That's just been my observation of it and talking to people that have been, incredibly superb with their knowledge of Go High Level. I believe that Go High Level is designed to be a lead aggravating tool. It's designed to be a tool that essentially is going to touch leads in a multitude of different ways. Go High Level gives you a funnel making service, which is ClickFunnels. For those of you who don't know, they're using the ClickFunnels service. It gives you essentially the ability to send automated text messages to people. It gives you the access to send ringless voicemail. It gives you the access to send emails, and it's just a very great automation and follow-up tool. However, when you're putting, let's say, you're an agency with a lot of clients. Let's say you have thousands of clients. Go High Level is not going to be the best tool to keep track of those thousands of clients because it's not built and designed to be a CRM, right? It's just really not. It's built to be a lead follow-up service and a lead aggravating service. That has been my observation of it all along. And you'll see a lot of people that will actually, create Go High Level accounts, and they set up all the automations and all the campaigns and everything like that so you don't have to, and then they can essentially copy it over to you so you can kind of just take it out of the box and play with it, if you will, right? It's kind of like it's a built for you system, and there's some value to that. But I see a lot of people trying to use Go High Level for their actual CRM. I would not recommend doing that. If it was me, if I was going to use Go High Level, I would essentially connect it through Zapier with an agency block or with some other kind of CRM that's more built to be a traditional CRM to keep track of my client information, but I might connect it with a Zapier or connecting tool of some kind and send it over to Go High Level and let Go High Level automate the lead side of things. And that's essentially how we have it set up right now. And so some of the tools that I believe you need to use and utilize and get familiar with if you want to use automations. And I'm not going to go through all the tools and essentially show you how they work step by step. This would be a 10-hour video, and frankly, we could charge a lot of money for doing that. But I'm just giving you guys some basic tips and tools for systems that you should be using if you really want to get automation down. I think Schedule Once Active Campaign is going to be a really, really good tool for you. It's an automation follow-up service, which is great. Costs a little bit of money. You can even use a little bit with MailChimp if you don't want to spend a lot of money, but MailChimp is incredibly basic and it's a very starter thing. We still use MailChimp to send out email blasts to certain people and like agents and things like that, but we don't use it as much as we used to. That's kind of where we started years ago with our automations and email marketing was MailChimp, and that's a service you can use. You're going to want to get a Zapier account. You're going to want to get a CRM that integrates with Zapier. Thanks.io is a fantastic platform that we've been using. And like I said, shout out to Justin Brock and Behind the Agency. That's where I learned that, guys. They taught me that. So there's a little plug for Justin there, my friend Justin Brock. And there's so many different ways that you can use automations. And most CRMs are going to have email and possibly even text message automations built into them already. Go High Level is a great one for following up with leads, essentially, guys. Now, Go High Level, if you're going to build out your own, the argument for actually paying monthly to use somebody else's Go High Level is to build it out yourself. It's going to be a tremendous amount of learning curve and legwork to build it out yourself and customize it. It might take you months. That's how long and how detailed these Go High Level accounts can be. So if you don't want to do that, then you might be better off just using somebody else's. Me personally, guys, I'll just give you my personal preference. I never do that, and I built out my own Go High Level, and the reason for that is because I never feel comfortable with another person seeing my clients and all of my information and seeing all their personal health information and having access to it unless they're on my payroll, unless they're part of my company, those kind of things. So that's just my personal preference. Not saying that you have to share that preference. It's just a preference of mine. But anyway, guys, these are a couple tools and some things that you can use and kind of just a little bit of a 10,000-foot view on how some of these tools will actually work and help you in your business. And before you know it, you can have, emails going out every day to clients. You can have automatic cards being sent out every day to some of your clients. A little bit about Thanks.io in terms of how it works is it's a minimum of a $50 a month charge that they're going to charge you every month. And then as you go, every time you send out a card, it depends on what kind of card it is, but like we send out postcards. Those postcards are typically going to be $1.70 per in most cases, and then it just deducts from what you pay. And then essentially every month they're going to refill your account with an extra $50. And you can add even more in there if you want to. That's essentially how Thanks.io works. So it's a little bit of money, but it's going to save you a lot of time. It's actually saving my office time and money. and we really enjoy it. So those are some of the tools we're using right now. There's some I didn't mention in this video, but this is essentially going to be your 10,000 foot view, how to get started setting up your automations, and where to kind of start in terms of looking for resources and platforms that you can start out with. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it valuable, helpful, something we're giving away for free. And if you did, do me a favor, drop a like on this video. It helps me so much reach agents just like you who need to hear our information on a day-to-day basis. On top of that, we're getting closer and closer to the Six-Figure Medicare Agent Summit, guys. This is my 2-day event in June 10th and 11th, where we have the most dynamite lineup of speakers, and we even have some surprise speakers that I haven't announced publicly yet that I can't wait to be able to share with you guys. We're going to have the best lineup of speakers of any conference in 2022, in my opinion. I'm biased, but I really do believe that. We're getting closer and closer. There's only so many seats. Seats are limited. June 10th and 11th in Salt Lake City. The link to that can be found down in the description, so go get your tickets if you haven't already. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to this channel already. Join the movement of building your business to 6 figures and multiple 6 figures, and follow me on the path to going to 7 figures. We're close in our agency. I believe we'll be able to do it this year. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for watching. Here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.